Happy Sunday to each and every one of you. What a joy it is to come and enjoy this beautiful day with you. I don't know what part of the country you're in or what part of the world, but here in Maryland, the sun is shining. There's a little crisp breeze, but it's a beautiful spring day. As I got up this morning and I was briefly scrolling through my Facebook page, actually, I think I did it after I listened to a first sermon. You know how Facebook will remind you of your memories? Well, the memory was last year, this time, I was on a boat in Salvador Bahia in Brazil. And that memory made me smile. It also made me smile because it was a selfie, and I very rarely do selfies because I don't do them well. But anyway, so one of the things I want to say to you to begin or continue our talk with self-care is by remembering good memories. And remembering good memories can really help with your sleep. Because a lot of times when we are challenged with being able to get quality sleep, we're challenged with being able to fall asleep, or we may be challenged with waking up a lot earlier than what we would have liked to and can't go back to sleep. Sometimes just remembering a good memory, a good memory that made you smile, a good memory that made you laugh, a good memory that just made you feel good to be alive. Sometimes revisiting that memory can help to counter the anxious thoughts. Because a lot of times when we find ourselves not able to go to sleep or not able to stay asleep, our anxiety begins to raise. And we begin to have anxious thoughts. We begin to thinking about the what ifs. Well, what if when I wake up tomorrow, so-and-so happens? Or what if I don't get enough sleep, will I be able to perform the tasks I need to do for a new day? That used to be my mantra. You know, if I had a change in my work schedule and I had to go to work earlier, I was almost guaranteed I was not going to get a good night's sleep because in my mind I'd be thinking, just suppose I don't wake up on time. Just suppose I oversleep. Because I happen to be one of these people who don't use an alarm clock. My body is sort of geared to, because I have been on such a routine schedule, my body's kind of geared to when I need to wake up. But if my schedule changed, if there was some disruption, then it's not that my body was not going to do what it needed to do, but my mind will begin to race with thoughts about, just suppose you forget, just suppose you're late, just suppose. And as I've said to you all many times, anxiety is fear or fixation of what could happen. It's always geared towards future events. So one suggestion today is think about something pleasant that has happened, that you have experienced in your past, and focus on that. That will kind of shift your thoughts and will bring you to a place, hopefully, of peace, a place, hopefully, of contentment. Another thing I want to talk to you about that may improve your sleep is making sure that you are staying hydrated, and preferably hydrated with non-sugary drinks. I'm not saying that you can't have a soda every now and then. I'm not saying that you can't drink juice every now and then. But what I am saying is to make sure you're hydrated with H2O, water. Water is essential. Large parts of our bodies are made up of water. Water is what helps to filter through all the toxins out of our body. Water helps to keep things moving. It keeps our skin supple. It helps us to feel rejuvenated. And so it's important that we keep up with our daily water intake. They recommend that you either drink 64 ounces of water a day or to take your body weight, divide it in half, and drink that much water. So let's say you weigh 160 pounds, then you would need to drink 80 ounces of water a day. Now you may say, I don't even like water. How am I going to do that? Well, there's a lot of things that are good for us that we don't necessarily like. And so that's the first thing, to try to move past the idea that you have to like something in order to do it. Sometimes the benefits that we will get from doing that thing should supersede whether or not we like doing it. Now, there's different things you can do to water. If you don't like the taste of it, you can cut up some fruit and put it in your water, just plain fruit, not sugar added, because we're not trying to make lemonade or something like that. But cut up a lemon, cut up some limes. You can even put a cucumber in there. You can put any kind of fruit you want in a jug of water and sip on that all day long. Now, that fruit will probably only be good for about 24 hours, and then you'll need to change the fruit out. But that's a great way to do it. You may say, well, how am I going to get any fruit? I can't go to the store. Well, if you have essential oils, you can put a drop of essential oils into your water. Now, I will caution you, if you're using essential oils, do not put the water in a plastic container. Put it in a glass container. Drink out of a glass or out of a ceramic cup, but not plastic. Plastic is not good for you in a number of things, but that's a whole nother conversation. And so pay attention to your water intake. Another way to pay attention, because I must admit, when I was going to work, I would sometimes forget to drink water. I would be so focused into what I was doing, I would forget. And I actually like the taste of water. And so what I decided to do was I began to bring a large container with me at work, and I would keep big gallons behind my desk, and I would make sure each time I saw a client, my water was within arm's reach, and I would take sips while I was listening to clients. And so for some of you, it may be that every hour you set a timer and you drink a couple of ounces of water, or every 2 hours. But whatever you need to do to start a schedule. If you wait to drink the water when you're thirsty, you have already dehydrated. And so that's my tip for you today. 2 things. When you can't sleep or you're having problems falling asleep or staying asleep, begin to think on pleasant thoughts. Think of things, experiences that you had that were good. Not that were good, but that were good. If there was a but that goes along with it, don't focus on that part. Just focus on what was good. And the second tip is to make sure that you stay hydrated. Make sure that you are drinking your water on a consistent basis. And on that note, I would wish you all a wonderful Sunday. For those, if this is your day of worship, have a wonderful time in worship virtually with your community of faith. For those who worship in very different ways, out in nature, doing whatever it is that you do, chanting or praying or whatever it is that you do, I pray that today will bring you the peace that passes all understanding on purpose. Love you all and see you tomorrow.